What's going on, guys? Today we have the highly requested and long overdue updated cornerback tier list. I feel like I say that for every single tier list video, but yeah, this one was definitely due. I don't believe I updated this one at all in February. I don't think so. So yeah, this tier list is definitely due. We're almost halfway. Basically, I'm more than halfway through March already. So yeah, this upgrade, this tier list definitely needs an update. I do feel like this weekend we're due for some kind of ultimate legend. I know we had Aaron Glenn. We also had Charles Woodson too. Yeah, so probably not a corner this weekend. I am feeling a safety this weekend though. Obviously, maybe when you're watching this, the cards have already been revealed. I'm recording this at about 1 o'clock on Friday. So yeah, maybe by the time this video is live at about 6 p.m., the Ultimate Legends would have been revealed. But I'm expecting probably like a linebacker and like a safety. That's my guess for Ultimate Legends on the defensive side of the ball this week. And we obviously know that Randy's coming for wide receiver. We already know about that. So that's enough talking. Before we hop into it though, we do have a quick word from our sponsor. Are you sick and tired of gambling your hard-earned money on Madden and 2K packs? Well, look no further than my sponsor, MMOEXP, for the cheapest and the most reliable Madden coins and 2KMT on the market. A link for their website will be right at the top of the description. And do not forget to use code 30 for 5% off. Okay, so here is the updated tier list. There are a couple of new cards already on here, like Rondé Barber, low A tier. We have Rasul Douglas, Devin Hester, mid B tier. We have at C tier. Any new names down here? Oh yeah, Avonte Maddox is new. Avonte Maddox has, I think, 94 base speed on his card, but actually does get the +2 from the combine boost. So has 96 base speed, but is missing out on like zone threshold. So that's why he's so low, but actually has good speed. Actually he's actually a pretty solid like budget option. We also have Akil Witherspoon, who's like 6'2". Card goes crazy, good acceleration. Who else is there? Trey Waynes is a new card on here, and then we have Carlton Davis as well, the free agent card that came out yesterday. So he came out and he's already severely outdated. And this tier list is kind of like the wide receiver tier list, where if you use any of these guys on a theme team, they can put in work for you. It's not like the quarterback tier list or the running back tier list where you kind of get down the tier list and there's not as many good cards. On the receiver and the cornerback, they drop so many of these cards that, yeah, once you're down in like C tier to D tier, a lot of these cards are still usable. So let's just get started. The first player we're looking at today is out of position cornerback Mike Vick. Okay, so here is the cornerback Mike Vick, and the only real problem with this card, in my opinion, is that awareness. I think the awareness in the play rec affects him in the run game a lot. Has good pursuit though, and he's also 6 foot 215, so obviously a good height and a good weight for a cornerback. I mean, there's not many corners that are built like that in the game in general. And yeah, even though he's most of the out of position guys, they do dirty with the awareness. And yeah, Vick's no different. So I'm happy that, Vick has this card. Definitely a cool card. It has 96 speed, 95 acceleration, and also does get all of his team chems as well. So yeah, if you have, whether it's a Falcons, Steelers, Eagles, or Jets team, putting him at corner is not a bad idea, but just know the only hole on this card is that awareness, hits the coverage thresholds, even has good pursuit too. So, and he's a good height and a good weight. So yeah, we're going to throw our man Mike Vick at B tier. I'm going to put him high B tier. People are probably going to get mad that he's in front of Stefon Diggs, but he's got 2 better speed than Stefon Diggs. 2 better speed. And yeah, I'm going to go Mike Vick over Trayvon. So next up, we have the limited edition Kenny Moore. I'm actually a huge Kenny Moore fan in real life, but this card, unfortunately, just for how the game plays, he really doesn't stack up too well with the rest of the corners in this game. I mean, yeah, these 5'9" corners in the game right now, they can definitely play good coverage. I mean, they're going to be there. They're going to be there to break up passes, but what you want in this game is you want tall corners with pick artists that can actually cause turnovers. And yeah, these guys, they can deflect the passes. They're going to be there step for step. I mean, Kenny Moore also does not hit the press threshold, which is also kind of concerning. But good man, good zone, decent pursuit. But yeah, 5'9", he's going to be there to break up the pass, but he's not going to come down with too many interceptions. So I'm going to put Kenny Moore. He's basically just like DJ Reed. Does DJ Reed hit the press threshold? If he does, I'm going to put Reed in front of Moore. But they're both 5'9". Yeah, he does hit the press threshold. I'm going to put DJ Reed in front of Kenny Moore. But I'm probably going to add DJ Moore to my Jets team. Hopefully they give him Jets chems. Hopefully they do. But I'm definitely adding DJ Reed to the Jets team for sure. Even though he's 5'9", which does scare me a little bit. I definitely want to add him to the team. But Kenny Moore, a high C tier for him. Just mainly because of his height. That's the main reason why. So next up, we have Aaron Glenn. And I mean, Aaron Glenn is also 5'9". He's also 5'9", but He can press, he can play man, he can play zone. He also has good pursuit, good block shed as well. This card does play very well against the run, believe it or not, even though he's, obviously a smaller corner. But 96 speed, 95 acceleration, also does get Jets. Sorry, I can't talk. Jets, Texans, Cowboys, Jaguars, and Saints chem. So a bunch of pretty solid theme teams right there. But I'm going to put Aaron Glenn maybe a little higher than what you guys think. But I'm going to put him like in front of Richard Sherman, but behind Sean Springs. I like Sean Springs, has that better speed. Like Sherman's got 94 speed, I think, right? Sherman is just tall. Sherman's got 95. Yeah, Sherman has 94. So I'm going to take Glenn with the +2 speed over Sherman. I'm going to do that. I mean, you could debate, Sherman over him. Even if you want to put it like this, you can. If you want the height, go Sherman. If you want the speed, go Glenn. Kind of up to you. So I guess these guys are kind of interchangeable, but they both play very similar. They have a similar impact. So next up, we have the 96 Casey Hayward. This card has played for the Chargers, Packers, Raiders. He's 5'11", 192 pounds, and has really good stats. And this card is just an example of another cornerback on this tier list that he might not be in, A or S tier, but he's still really good on a Raiders team or a Chargers team or a Packers team. Or I guess now he's on didn't he just sign with the Falcons? So I guess now he's Falcons chems too. So Casey Hayward, man, good zone, can press, good speed, good acceleration. So yeah, Casey's gonna go right behind Mike Vick up here at B tier. But just another example of a card that on a theme team with strat cards is debatably one of all the corners on their theme teams with strat cards are kind of hit a cap. Obviously, once you hit the 99 speed, that's when you kind of got to start splitting hairs when it comes to height and tackling and weight and stuff like that. So I'm gonna put Casey Hayward at B tier, but just know him on a theme team is a very legit option. So next up, we have the backyard baller Tiki Barber, and this card is kind of a weird one because he has some really nice things about his card, like his tackling and his pursuit and his hit power and his impact block and his block shed. I think that's probably the best amongst all corners in the game. So I think Tiki's really good in the slot because if dudes are going to run the ball, you want to have your slot corner kind of close to the line of scrimmage. You could also blitz him because he has that under pressure pre-baked, which if you're going to play him on the outside, there's really no point in using him out there because under pressure is just never going to be used. But if you're going to play him in the slot, he's definitely an S tier corner. But if you're going to play him on the outside, he's probably just like a high A tier guy because he's only 5'10". Yes, he can play man. Yes, he can play zone. Yes, he can press, has good hands and good speed. But that height and those abilities do kind of scare me on the outside. So you guys may have thought Tiki was going to go a little bit higher on today's list, but I'm going to put him as like a low S tier to fringe A tier guy depending on where you play him. But I'm going to put him at low S tier. I think Tiki is definitely deserving of that, being probably one of the better tackling corners in MUT right now. Next man up is the rising star Christian Fulton, and this card is basically just a Sean Springs clone. One's his own archetype, one's a man-to-man archetype, so I guess it comes down to if you want to run one step or whatever, then I guess go Fulton. But yeah, they're basically the same card. Both are 6 foot, both are about 200 pounds, both have 95 speed. Maybe you want to go Sean Springs for the play rec, but once he's powered up, you're going to have 90 awareness, 90 play rec anyway. But yeah, can play man, can play zone, has good pursuit, so very similar cards. I'm going to put them right next to each other on today's tier list. But again, very interchangeable right here. Both 6 foot, both 95 speed. So yeah, mid A tier for Christian Fulton. So next up, we have our second Ultimate Legend on today's tier list. And it just kind of goes to show you how much I factor in height when it comes to these corners. Because Aaron Glenn came out after, obviously it was 2 weeks after. Or maybe it was just a week after Night Train Lane. But yeah, Aaron Glenn is very low, where the two other Ultimate Legend cornerbacks that we're going to go over today are going to be basically, top 5, top of S tier kind of cards. But Night Train, 95 hit power. If you play Madden 20, you know about Night Train's hit power. But 94 pursuit, 82 impact block, 82 block shed. Can play man, can play zone, has hands, good speed, good acceleration, and he's 6'1", 194 pounds. So, yep, Night Train Lane is going right to the top of S tier for today. In front of Marshawn Lattimore. He does everything. Also does get Rams, Cardinals, and Lions chems. So next up, we have the Combine Byron Jones, who just like Avonte Maddox got a +2 speed boost. So basically when you see this card, just think, 97 base speed on him, powered up. 98 base speed is pretty glitchy on Byron Jones. Can play man, can play zone. Decent tackler, and he's also 6 foot, 205 pounds. But yeah, the +2 on this card is pretty glitchy. Also does get Cowboys and Dolphins chem. So Byron Jones, his cards usually play very well. Obviously, he's 6 foot with that 97 jumping, which, he had that crazy vertical at the Combine. So we're going to throw Byron Jones. Obviously, he's S tier. We're going to throw him in front of Marshawn Lattimore, especially with that +2 speed boost. I think without question, he's in front of Marshawn Lattimore here today. So next up, we have another backyard baller cornerback, and that is Stefon Diggs with that 96 speed, same acceleration, the good agility, the good COD. The one problem with Stefon Diggs, well, I guess there's kind of like two problems, I guess, but that awareness does scare me a little bit, and the play rec at 89, usually they match each other, and you can't power up his card, or, you know, that +1 backyard baller strat card doesn't affect him either, which does kind of suck, but can play man, can play zone, can press. He's 6 foot, 191 pounds, and has 87 hit power, 95 pursuit, 90 tackling with 87 block shed. So, yeah, Stefon Diggs is pretty nice. He's a pretty nice card. So we're going to throw him up at S tier. I don't know, man. He's been playing very well for me, but I'm going to put him behind Byron Jones. I'm going to put him behind him. I like that play rec too much on Byron. Yeah, I think you could maybe debate Diggs over Byron Jones, but yeah, that 98 base speed powered up, even 97 base speed before the power up. It just seems too nice. It really does. So you might be able to debate Stefon over him, but I'm going to throw Stefon right behind Byron and right in front of Marshawn Lattimore. Okay, so we are down to our final 3 cards, and we have the cornerback ultimate legend, Charles Woodson. And I mean, this card's just nasty. 96 speed, good acceleration. Actually, the acceleration should be a little bit higher, I feel like. But 96 agility, 97 COD, 92 awareness, 92 play rec, 97 jumping. The card is 6'1", 202 pounds. Can play man, can play zone, can catch, and can also stop the run. 90 hit power, 94 pursuit, 90 block shed, and 87 impact block. And obviously, this card is going to be compared to Night Train Lane. And as you guys can see, very similar cards. Very, very, very similar. So for obvious reasons, they're going to go right next to each other on today's tier list. Who you want, it's up to you. I would probably say that I like Charles Woodson a little bit more than Night Train Lane, but I do think it is very close. But either way, both cards are amazing. I'm just splitting hairs. So I'm going to go Charles just a little bit ahead of Night Train, however. So next up, we have the 98 overall Dion Sanders. This card can be powered up to a gold 99. And if you did this set, you also do get this pretty cool card that gives them +1 man and +1 zone to all of the cornerbacks on your team. So that's also pretty glitchy with Dion. The 97 speed, 97 acceleration, 98 agility, 98 COD, high awareness, high play rec, good jumping, can return kicks, obviously also very good with the ball in his hands, can like run routes, can do random stuff like that. But 99 man base, glitchy. 97 zone, when powered up, will hit that 90 press, good hands. Also 94 pursuit on this card as well. And I think this might be, out of all the years I played Madden, Madden 20, Madden 21, and obviously this year, I think this might be the best Dion just because of how overpowered the warp tackle is and how Dion Sanders can tackle guys like Derrick Henry and Micah Parsons consistently if you know how to warp tackle. If you don't know how to and you're not that good at it, Dion might feel a little bit, you know, weak out there as a tackler, which he probably should feel, but with the warp tackle and how busted it is, it makes Dion Sanders kind of a good card because he's 6 foot, so he's kind of long, and he can obviously have a longer or wider range of warp tackle animations, which is pretty cool. So I think this might be one of the best Dions over the last 3 years that we've seen as far as how he plays in game. So I'm gonna throw Dion Sanders right up at number 1 right now, in front of Charles Woodson, in front of Night Train Lane. That's just how I'm feeling. I think Dion is really, really good this year. He plays so well. Man zone, his recovery speed is just glitchy. So, yeah, without question, Dion at the top of S tier. And finally, last but not least, we have the cornerback Randy Moss. And this card right here is kind of an interesting one because, yeah, he's Randy Moss. He's 6'4" at cornerback. He's 210. Huge body corner, which is a W. That's really cool. The problem with Randy Moss is the abilities. And you really need pick artist or acrobat on your DBs. Like, you need it to catch interceptions. And I don't care if Randy's 6'4". If a receiver's in his way, he's not catching it. It's happened to me many times on stream. If you've been watching the streams, you've been seeing how Randy goes up to catch the ball, and you think, oh, Randy's got maybe 3 inches on this dude or 4 inches on this dude, and the ball's just not caught. And what you want to do in this game is cause turnovers. It's kind of like the same thing I said with Kenny Moore. And the fact that Randy Moss gets mid-zone, I think deep route KO, does kind of hurt this card a little bit, because if you want to run acrobat, that's 4 AP. If you want to run pick artist, that's going to be 3 AP. And yeah, he has crazy stats, crazy height, can even hit, good pursuit, can play man, can play zone, but with the abilities, I think it does kill this card just a little bit. Obviously, Still an S tier receiver, but I'm going to put him behind Night Train, behind Charles Woodson, behind Dion Sanders, which might surprise some people. I think it's going to. But yeah, that is the final tier list today. Our top 5. Dion Sanders, Charles Woodson, Night Train Lane, Randy Moss, and Byron Jones. Again, you can debate Stefon or Byron. It's kind of up to you. But also kind of the same thing with Diggs, where his abilities aren't that great. They're really not that great. He does get Acrobat, I believe, but still, they're not that great. So that is our top 5 today. If you are still watching up to this point, let's comment Lem Barney was snubbed. Just comment Lem Barney was snubbed and he's severely underrated. The card should be higher. This is an awful list. So comment that down below if you are watching up to this point. This is why I know you guys really watched to the end. And yeah, if you aren't new here, hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications. And as always, I will see you boys in the next one.